to Perry, Florida, a little further north.
Yeah, our own Kristen De La Rosa just filed this report moments ago.
So as Idalia moves away, we are starting to survey some of the damage around different parts of Perry. Take a look at what happened at this gas station, not just the awning that was blown over by the strong wind gusts. These pumps were literally ripped out in some cases by the force of the storm. We're seeing a lot of signage blown out. We're seeing a lot of trees making roads impassable at this point. So a lot of work ahead for first responders and officers that are out trying to survey the damage just like we are and see how many people need help. We're going to continue monitoring the situation out here and we'll report back as soon as we can. In Perry, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. We'll start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the Paleo Hebrew tongues, great in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, sister and brothers living this truth, and shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Woo! As you can see, Yasharala. We're going to talk about this hurricane that just hit Florida. I found that this didn't hit Florida. It also hit some of North Carolina, the Carolinas, and it hit Georgia. But it did most of the damage in Florida. And you see it took that whole gas station gurney off. They said they had 16-foot waves. Can you imagine being on the coast and seeing a 16-foot wave coming to smash you? That's craziness right there. Let you know the Lord is not playing at all, man. We're going to get a couple more clips to show you the flooding, the damage that this hurricane caused. Now, I haven't heard too many about the judgments. I know some people did, but I don't think he trying to report it. He trying to, save face. But I believe there was probably some judgments. But the damage it caused, though, you got a country that's in debt, strapped for cash, for money, trying to get their stuff together. You got Trump saying make America great again. Then you got Joe Butthead talking about build back better. Look like the Lord ain't with that. Look like that's Malachi, 1 and 4 all the way through. The Lord is throwing down. They trying to build up. And don't they call Florida the Sunshine State? You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they called it the Sunshine State. And hey, the Lord said, I ain't having none of that. So let's get some more reports of the damage. Man, check out the trees. Check this out, y'all, Sherrod.
We do have some wild video that we want to show you right now showing Idalia's wrath. This is in Lafayette County. Fox 35's Manny Martinez sent back this video. This is along Highway 27. Look at all those downed trees there. You can see some of those trees are just ripped to shreds. You see branches laying all over the roadway there. And as you can only imagine, this is going to be a very long, arduous, and difficult recovery for many communities along the Gulf Coast.
You hear what she said? A long, difficult recovery along the coast. And this is not the time that they need something like this. Babylon the Great is on her way out, and the Lord came with that whirlwind, that hurricane, and messed her up. So look at some more damage. I think I got one more.
Would still be survivable. It is not.
Is in Crystal River for us.
Yeah, he just had exclusive access with the sheriff's helicopter. Got to go up in that helicopter. Just got back moments ago. Eric, I would imagine it gives you a very different perspective from up above.
David did. We've been waiting all day for an opportunity to give people a perspective of what it looks like on the other side of US 19. And we were given that exclusive opportunity to go up with the sheriff's helicopter and take a look at the damage and all of that water that we've been talking about from the storm surge. So take a look at those images as we saw them taking off from here on Highway 44 and heading into Crystal River. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we were able to observe. Clearly you can see there is water on the streets and in the neighborhoods around Crystal River. It is not inundating to the point where you would say it has overtaken homes. You can see that from the images. It's not over rooftops. So we're talking about water that's come out of the river into the neighborhoods, onto the streets, and up into homes. There's no question the water is in homes. You can also see that from the air. And full pockets of neighborhoods where it is at or below sea level, that's where you can see the most standing water. You can also see it on the golf course in this area. That took a beating. It is underwater and still underwater. But the good news is that the tide is now finally starting to go out. And so this water, for the most part, should begin to recede. Although in those low-lying areas where it was not a natural place for water to come into, it may be sitting there for quite some time. I will tell you, when I spoke with the sheriff after this, he said the good thing about the perspective that we had is that since that water was not over the roofs of many of the homes and businesses that we saw, yes, there would be damage, he said, but if somebody had chosen to ride out the storm and was inside those structures, the water, as high as it is right now, would still be survivable. It is not deep enough inside the homes, from what they can tell and from what we could see from the air, to have trapped somebody and drowned them. They should have been able to stand on something, sit on something, and even though they may still be there right now waiting for a rescue, like many of the airboat and high water vehicle rescues we've seen, again, the water at this point should begin to recede. The sheriff told me one of those neighborhoods that you might have seen there has been a concentration of those rescues. One of those neighborhoods, which they pointed to when we were looking down, so far they've had about 60 rescues. 20 of them came from those streets. So that is an area that definitely took on a lot of water, a lot of standing water and deeper water. And apparently a lot of the folks in that neighborhood thought that they could ride this out, but realized later in the day that that was not a good idea. Guys, back to you.
Boy, it really is an interesting perspective, Eric, when we take a look at that. And we certainly...
That's enough for that. So you can see they done got a lot of damage, man. A lot of flood damage, millions of dollars lost. And this the kicker right here, y'all, Charlotte. There's going to be more hurricanes. I was at my grandmother's house watching the news, and it showed this one, and there's like other tropical storms building up. Like, once I looked at the news, it was like 6 of them out there. So this is just the beginning. The Lord is just cracking his fingers open. Hey, so it's going to be many more. So we're in the beginning of sorrows, man. People's already hurting, inflation hitting, gas prices higher. Oh, this is going to affect gas prices. Watch gas shoot up through the roof. You know, because they're talking about people run out of gas because everybody's flooding to the certain gas station that got gas. And it's a whole mess right now. Florida's a whole mess right now. And let's get to the scriptures. Let's go to Nahum 1 and 3. And it says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power. It will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So we just peeped that right there. No, the clouds is the dust of our Lord's feet. He controls everything. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't think they had that one booked up, you know. I think they just came out of nowhere because the whole world is out of whack now. The oceans are messed up. The air is messed up. The devil been, you know, manipulating everything. And now it's just a bunch of this disasters everywhere. Now, elite Edomites always say, never let a good crisis go to waste. So they're going to capitalize off of this, which, you know, they're going to put misery on the people. So the Lord is slow to anger, he great in power, and he have his way in the whirlwind, and he did. And there's no coincidence that it hit Florida right after Edomite went on a rampage and unalived 3 Jakes at a Dollar General. You know, that was just like, I want to say, probably not even a week ago, maybe a week ago. You know, so this not by coincidence. And then you got their governor, DeSantis, talking about slavery was good for the children of Israel. It was good. We learned skills. Man, you think the Lord was cool with that? That pissed me off. So no, it pissed the Lord off. Like, all the wicked still want to talk and pride, talk slick and wicked. Okay, watch this. On your clock. I'm about to mess Florida up. and I believe there's going to be many more to hit too. So, hey, then them people, man, look, I hope you had flood insurance. You know, people lost their beach houses, property. Like, from the clips I seen about it, I didn't really see too many Jakes. I seen a bunch of Edomites, you know, crying, you know, all that little stuff, nothing blew over, flooded out, lost a little property, little boats and cars. Man, Esau, man, because Esau will not acquit the wicked. So we bringing these plagues on Esau. And I noticed every time something hit like this, the brothers in the truth, they always be good. It don't never like mess Jacob that much when, they're in the right spirit. But Esau, it devastate them. They lose houses. I should have showed a clip where it tore the whole roof off a house. Like, it ain't no joke. So let's go to Matthew. Because this is going to cause, like I said, they was already dealing with money issues. And all of a sudden, this done hit. So it just further compounds the problems that they're having here. And then when you read Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, it says, "For nations arise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." I bet you this is going to bring some pestilences, man. You got all the standing water, little nasty water everywhere, swamp water. Florida got gators, man. I kind of be weary to be out there in a bunch of water. Ain't no telling. Them gators probably having a feast right now. You trying to swim to a little safety or swim to your car, here come a gator real quick. I bet this happening. They ain't going to report that. With pestilences. Oh, it's going to go to the famine because don't a lot of oranges grow in Florida? Florida oranges. I bet they lost a lot of crop. Millions of dollars. And it says, verse 8, all these are beginning of sorrows. So, man, a lot of people got sorrow from this event. This natural disaster. If it was natural. I believe it was natural because it's a whole bunch of them viewing up. Like, Esau done messed the ocean up. The whole ocean's currents, temperature, everything is off. And that comes from all the tampering Esau has done, man. All the pollution he done did. That's why animals is fighting Edomites right about now. Otters and killer whales. I said, I bet they get told about them gators. It was a movie about that. About it flooded and gators is eating people up. I can't think of the name of it right now. If you know the name, I'll put it in the comment board. Y'all sure. But it was a movie like that. So it's not good in Florida right now. At all. So people gonna be moving around, made refugees. It's gonna cost millions and millions of dollars to clean it up. It's gonna take a minute. And like I said, best believe it's gonna be another one hit. And that dude is like, I can't catch a break, man. Lord ain't playing with them, man. It's the beginning of sorrows. And the elites, they gonna capitalize off of this. Like, yes, the people got less money. They in a bad way. And I can't wait to give them this device to save their lives. The elites is sitting back, rubbing their hands together like, this is good news to us. The low-level Edomites looking like, man, I'm all messed up. House all messed up. Car probably gone. Boat probably gone. Should have been in a boat if you got a boat. Like, if you live in Florida, especially on the coast, I feel like it should be, you should have a boat. That should be standard. You should have a boat for situations like this, where you hop in your boat and you go. Because they say 16-foot waves. It almost broke a record on the wave size. They was talking about the waves that was coming in on the coast. It almost broke a record. And that's just something that, like I said, just imagine seeing that, man. I bet that was a scary sight to see. So, like I said earlier, you got that governor talking crazy about children of Israel, making light of our captivity. When the Lord is about to exalt us, and the Lord like, hey, man, I'm about to mess all over your little state you supposed to take care of. And I think he's doing a presidential run. And he done got booed by the people. So now he got to deal with this situation. If he doesn't handle this right, it's going to be even worse of him standing on trying to be a president. He ain't going to be president. I think that's all just a little money grab. Because if Trump don't go to jail, Trump going to get it. DeSantis is not going to beat Trump. Especially saying stuff like, because he's the one that put in the law the critical race theory. And talking about slavery was good for the children of Israel. Like, yeah, you ain't getting president saying stupid stuff like that. And I'm looking at him laughing like, that's why your state just got wiped up, I pray for my brothers and sisters that's in Florida. And I'm pretty sure they're safe because they always be safe when they get hit by hurricanes. But as far as Esau, man, they in sorrows. Clips I watched, the Edomites crying and looking crazy. I don't know what we're going to do. They just got drowned out real quick. The Lord just put a bunch of tons of water on them. And I love it. I straight love it. And the Lord, I believe he's just getting started. I believe that. I believe there's going to be more hurricanes coming. And I don't think we ain't supposed to get hurricanes this time. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, Charlotte, but I thought hurricane season was like July, June, and August. Well, I guess we're in August, but they supposed to be getting out of hurricane season. They just got hit with a Category 4. That was a powerful hurricane. That's crazy. I let you know, man. It's game time. We about to get up out of here. We about to get delivered pretty soon. So I just want to do a quick lesson on that since all the all the devastation done hit, because I've been keeping track on that. And you're going to see it did. I didn't think it was going to be that big. I was thinking maybe a Category 1 or 2 when they first talking about it, but that mug swelled to a 4 when it hit. Lord, like, I ain't playing. Nah, I ain't about to do a little split splash. I'm about to drop big, heavy waves on your head, Esau. I'm not playing with you, man. Say something else about children of Israel again. See if I don't bring a Category 5 through your butt. Say something else. So the Lord, man, hey, Esau like I know, he better shut up at this time, man. You better, appease the children of Israel if you're going to do anything. The Lord will not have you still, treating his people badly, man. We in the season, we about to get delivered. So, I hope it's been informative. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah, detailed by Bob. Shalom.